wanted to major in philosophy, but then I also really liked English, so I wanted to major in English. But then I had a real political bent to me, so everyone was saying, Brother Frank, you need to major in politics or African diaspora studies. So for the first few years that I was here, I really floated around as an undeclared major. And I can actually remember being in my advisor's office in the first semester of senior year, and her saying to me, Frank, you know, this is dangerous. You are in the first semester of senior year and you still haven't declared a concentration or a major. And now, 10 years later, what I realize is that she was right, but the only thing more dangerous than an undeclared major is an undeclared calling. And too often, young people are encouraged to declare their major but not declare their calling. So to be honest, I don't really care what your degree is today, if it's in English, social work, political science. It's not about what you majored in. What is your purpose? What is that thing that you would do for free if you were willing to? What is your vision for your life? And then when you talk about your vision for your life, do you have a me vision or a we vision? That's the other part of our community. You know, my generation, let me stand up. You know, I had notes here, but you know, the preacher in me got to start coming out. Part of the problem with my generation, the millennial generation, is that too many of us had a me vision instead of a we vision. It was all about my gratification, my wealth, my pocketbook, my wallet, instead of my community. And so part of what I hope the class of 2015 will do after they get angry, after they get deliberate, is when they start to get their purpose, they'll transform from a me vision to a we vision. Lastly, I hope that this moment teaches us the importance of listening to the voices of the past. You know, there's an old proverb that says, when the living can no longer speak, the dead will speak for us. And the fact of the matter is, the dead are speaking to us in this moment. And the question is, are we listening? I mean, if we get quiet, we can almost hear Brother Malcolm saying, go forward by any means necessary. We can almost hear Sister Audrey saying, your silence will not protect you. We can almost hear Sister Fannie Lou Hamer saying, we're not free till everybody's free. And I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. If we listen, we can almost hear Brother Martin Luther King saying, remember, riots are the voices of the unheard. Are we listening to the dead in this moment, and are we willing to deal with death? That's the other problem. We don't like to deal with death in America. But we know that our English word human comes from our Latin word humando, which means what? Burial. Which means you can't talk about what it means to be human without talking about wrestling with various forms of death. Not death as an event, not death as what happens when you take your breath for the last time, but death as a metaphor for any time you are asked to give up something that no longer serves a purpose. And so part of what's happening in this moment is that we are witnessing an undead American past finally come down to the ground. Racism is on life support in America, y'all, and y'all are going to be the generation to bring it to its grave. So you've got to be willing to deal with death, not only physical death, but the various forms of death that have been haunting our community, civic death, political death, social death, etc., etc., etc. And then